YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Make It Make Sense. I am your host, none other than Bottles and Beers, and today we have to speak on a fragrance from the house of Amouage. This fragrance is already known, but if it wasn't, I doubt if I would let anybody know about it. This is definitely one that I probably would have. This is one that I would have been a gatekeeper on. It's just that simple. I'm gonna be honest. I would have kept this one to myself. It's just that good. Keep it locked. I'll tell you why. Pow. All right, before we get started, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That way you can get notified when I upload more videos. All right, so let's get to it. From the house of Amouage, Boundless. This is the presentation that they come in. Nice box, nice color. Now just know that the scheme of this coloration on the box, the packaging, throw that down, and the bottle itself all plays into the fragrance itself. It comes off like so. This is it. Check out that bottle. Now, it is smudgy. I guess I could have wiped this off first. You know what? I really don't have time for that. We got to get to the scent. This is the bottle. Now, I'm going to say it again. The color scheme of this speaks to what this fragrance is. Okay, in this fragrance, what you mainly get is a warm, spicy tobacco aroma, but also with some very juicy blood orange. It's sort of sweet. I wouldn't label this as a very sweet fragrance, but it do have some natural sweetness to it. It's a very balsamic scent. This one, to my nose, is one of the best from the house. And a lot of people don't talk about it. I would guess mainly because it's not as punchy as the other one, as what Amouage is known for. It seems to be a little more subtle. Don't get me wrong, when I say subtle, I don't want you to think that it don't project well or anything like that. It's a very bold fragrance, but the notes in it do stand out. You get hints of cacao. I know you have cacao in there, you have vetiver in there, but mainly, what you mainly get from this fragrance is tobacco, blood orange, bourbon vanilla, and strict on the bourbon vanilla. Not just vanilla, bourbon vanilla. There is some other citrus notes in this. I want to say bergamot, but we'll get back to that later. Now with this one, the way that this is composed, this one was done brilliant to me. Why? Because instead of being very bold and in your face, this one is a mild scent with strong notes, if that makes sense. It has a feel like the notes in this one is kind of like fighting for position. They're kind of like battling to see who's going to stand out the most. And in that battle, to my nose, I would say the bourbon vanilla versus the blood orange versus the tobacco. It's an all-out brawl. Now, as far as the projection, I would say probably about 2 feet from skin. The sillage is great. The performance, as far as longevity, it's slightly more than average. Now, I think I did get nose blind to it, but judging from the people that was around me towards the end of my shift, a lot of people was asking me about this as far as what I had on, which let me know that it was still projected even up to 8 hours. But as far as me, I think it kind of started to fade after that 6-hour mark. But again, the people around me did smell it. So, is this blind buy worthy? Let's just get to it, because we're at a point now where we're always saying don't blind buy. And I get why we want to be safe. And that makes sense. But to people that know what they like, this is one, when you look at the accords of this fragrance, what it states is what you get. As far as like the vetiver is not It's not in your face. The vetiver is like a base for this fragrance. All the notes that play in this is like a silky bed of tobacco, blood orange, cacao, bourbon vanilla. It has a silky smooth feel, but the tobacco in this plays a part that gives it some punchiness. It's not scratchy at all, but it gives it a roughness, because if you was to take the tobacco out of this, now you would just be left with a silky, juicy, bourbon type of feel, which, don't get me wrong, that would be nice also, but I think the tobacco accord in this, it made it a little more bold, give more of a rugged statement to this scent. It makes it stand out more. It makes it not be overly sweet. So again, this is one you definitely should try out. As far as the notes, what all comes in this fragrance, if you look at Fragrantica, this states that it has cardamom, which is prominent in this fragrance also. I did leave that out. Blood orange, ginger. Ginger is another one that has a major factor in it that I did leave out. LME, bourbon vanilla, benzoin. In the base, you have tobacco, myrrh, incense, cacao, gaiac wood, patchouli, vetiver, papyrus, and oak moss. Now, let's get to it. Most of those notes I do get from this, but when you get to talking about, I don't know if I said patchouli or not, but patchouli's in this also. But when you get to talking about papyrus and gaiac wood, though they may be there, that's not what sticks out. Is this a woody fragrance? Yes. Could I pinpoint that it's gaiac wood versus any other kind of wood? No. It could be cedar, and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference in this. It do have a woody base to it, but mainly, again, the blood orange, the bourbon vanilla, and I have to say the ginger. The ginger do play a role. That's one note that I did forget to say. That plays a big part in this fragrance. It gives the spice to this. As far as spiciness mixed with a bourbon feel, that's a perfect blend if done correctly, because too much of one without the other, I think it'll probably overshadow the other note. This one was done correctly. Now, the bourbon and ginger tends again to be fighting with that blood orange and that tobacco. Who's the winner? That's up for you to decide. I did spray it on my hand just to get a refresher. I can say as it dries down, towards the beginning, it's such a bold, juicy fragrance. It's very juicy, very silky. But towards the end, the juiciness of that blood orange, it tends to fade, but the aroma of that note still stands. That's when the tobacco tends to come up a little bit more and to give it more of a dry effect. Now, it was so juicy at the beginning that even though it give it more of a dry effect, it kind of evens it out to where you have an even silky bed of, the aforementioned notes that I mentioned. I don't know, guys. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. One of the best from the house, in my opinion. Would this be one that, if it wasn't talked about, would I have purchased this, tried it, and jumped right on camera? No. This is one I probably would have held off until other people found out for themselves. I would have been a gatekeeper of this. Sue me. What can I say? Compliment factor through the roof. Not one complaint has been said about this, and everyone always asks, what is that I'm wearing? So if that's what you like, if this the kind of style of a scent that you like, get you a sample. But in all honesty, if you catch a deal, you probably want to snatch this up. That's just a suggestion from me. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't make a dime off of these bottles. I purchase everything myself. I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. If you look up the notes of this fragrance, if you look up the scent profile and you know what you like, and if that's the style you like, what you see is what you get. The scheme of this bottle, the scheme of the packaging, all plays a part into what you get. Now, it don't say nothing about plum in this one. It wouldn't shock me if plum is in there. Again, what I read off to you as far as notes, that's from Fragrantica. Sometimes you can get different aromas as the fragrance go on. There's a lot of different nuances that is with this fragrance. Let's say you see a reviewer and they saying that this is a fall and winter fragrance. That could be true. Me, I say all seasons strictly because the way that this is blended, sometimes you can get a cherry liqueur from it. There's no cherry mentioned in the notes at all. Sometimes it might feel like a blackberry or some other, not a dried fruit, but a juicy blackberry, blueberry, or plum, something of that nature. Cherry, licorice vibe, not really licorice, a cherry liqueur. That's the kind of vibe it'll get, but then 20 minutes later, that's probably not what you get. Every time I've worn this, I pick up a different nuance from it, and that's what I like so much about this fragrance. So if this is something that you might like from the house of Amouage, you have Boundless. All right, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hope that was pretty helpful. Again, if you catch a good deal on that, shop online, look at the prices. It could be anywhere from maybe $170 all the way up to $280. So definitely shop around. But like I said, hope you liked the video. Don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment, let me know if you've tried it and what you think about it. All right, until the next time, I'm out. Pow.